Welcome to the 2020 AIA Rochester Design Awards. Thanks to our sponsors. Our gold sponsor, Vargas Associates. Our silver sponsors, Edge Architecture, Stantec. Our bronze sponsors, Architectura, Bergman, Passero Associates.
Vargas Associates is proud to sponsor this year's AIA Design Awards. We support many area architects with interior design, FF&E procurement, and move management. With every project, we strive to blend aesthetic with function, schedule, and budget. Congratulations to this year's nominees. Your creativity is outstanding.
Good evening and welcome to the 2020 Design Awards of the American Institute of Architects Rochester chapter. Thank you for joining us. Hi, I'm Jennifer Takich and I serve as the president of AIA Rochester chapter. And tonight I have Michael Trapanowski with me and he is our Director of Practice and Design. Welcome, Michael.
Thanks, Jennifer, for the warm introduction. It's really nice to be in person with someone these days. As many of you joining us tonight know, Rochester area architects help shape, create, and develop the communities that they work in. As a way of recognizing these efforts, AIA Rochester holds an annual Design Award celebration as a way to honor and recognize exemplary projects that shape the built environment and impact our communities. With the ongoing separation and social distancing restrictions, this year's event will have a different feel than events in the past. Instead of an in-person event, which we typically have, we have gone virtual. This has provided us with the opportunity to not only reach our local architectural community, but branch out further and directly reach the people in the communities that we serve.
This year, we've included a focus on the framework for design excellence. The framework is comprised of 10 principles, which seek to inform progress toward a zero carbon, equitable, resilient, and healthy built environment. These are to be thoughtfully considered by designers and client at the initiation of every project and incorporated into the work as appropriate to the project scope. The framework is intended to be accessible and relevant for architect, client, and project alike, regardless of the size, typology, or aspiration. A detailed description of the framework for design excellence can be found on the AIA website at aia.com. And then, in addition to our Design Awards tonight, we have a People's Choice Award.
How exciting that is.
We are very excited about this because we've asked you, the voters, to decide what your favorite building is. So, thanks for voting. Stay tuned. We're going to show you what you voted for. And I'd like you to know that all the proceeds are going to FoodLink.
That's really exciting. It's nice to know that our local community also had the opportunity to impact our Design Awards this year.
So thanks.
Thanks.
And now, we would like to thank our sponsors for making the Design Award a success. We are so appreciative of your contribution to our event and to our community. So again, a huge thank you.
At this time, I'd like to personally thank our jury. This year, AIA Rochester reached out to another AIA chapter in order to jury our Design Award submissions. This year's gracious jury to review, discuss, and debate the submitted projects was the AIA Charleston chapter. AIA Vice President-elect Chris Bonner worked to coordinate his jury members to review all the submissions and come to the following results. I would like to take a moment to personally thank Chris and his fellow jurors for taking the time to review all of the 22 submitted projects. It takes a lot of time and effort just to review the submissions. and often a greater deal of time to debate and bring a consensus amongst many architects.
Thank you.
For that, we thank you and the AIA Charleston chapter for being an integral part of this year's AIA Design Awards. Thanks again to the AIA Charleston chapter. Even with the current climate, our local architectural community persevered and came in strong by submitting a total of 22 projects. A special thanks goes out to all the firms that submitted projects this year. Because of your hard work and commitment, we are here to celebrate this evening.
And now it is our pleasure to honor our colleagues with the following awards. The Citation Award goes to HBT Architects for the Finger Lakes Museum. The museum is located at the site of a former elementary school constructed in 1955. The program is to renovate and add new space to the school building to house exhibits inspired by the Finger Lakes region. The museum's leadership proposed a modest budget and asked the design team to make the existing building dynamic and attractive in a way that represents the region. The solution includes a 5,300 square foot addition, which wraps around the southwest side of the 17,000 square foot existing building. The addition connects a new public entry lobby to the community center, which was formerly the gym. The community center will be used for education, visiting exhibits, and events. The plan also includes 7,000 square feet of indoor exhibit space, a classroom, retail areas, and sports spaces. Using undulating forms and natural materials inspired by the region, the addition interprets the story of the Finger Lakes. The building forms are layered and rotated to create depth and mimic the surrounding landscape. The organic organization of the forms provides focused views and opportunities for the surrounding landscape. The addition includes 5 distinct masses, which recall the 5 original lakes. The arrangement and sizing of the forms also recall erosion and the glacial carving that shaped the region. Materials change at these locations, reinforcing this effect, and the building will slowly patina and change over time. An exterior entry patio and exhibit space highlight systems of rainwater capture that will help demonstrate the water cycle to visitors and assist with stormwater management. Sustainable building materials such as steel structural elements made from recycled materials, reclaimed wood, and locally sourced stone support sustainable design and demonstrate environmental stewardship to visitors.
Jury's comments. This unbuilt renovation is a great example of transformation inspired by context. The entry's well-documented evidence of contextual reference enabled the jury to read the project's landform-inspired design process and clearly respond to the project's intentions. A thorough investigation into the materiality, weathering, and development of a patina is essential to the project. The project's reach for direct connection to its surrounding and varied massing created a firm sense of place. The submission's clarity and thoroughness was well received and appreciated by the jury.
Citation Award goes to Bergman for Partners in Napier Corporate Office. With limited space in their prior location and split between 2 buildings and multiple floors, the client faced challenges to gather together cohesively and collaboratively. They were committed to staying downtown as a vital contributor to the urban revitalization, but their existing space no longer served them. Ultimately, they set their sights on a newly repurposed, mixed-use high-rise in downtown Rochester. The client required an overall design aesthetic that was modern, monochromatic, high contrast with natural and authentic materials. Simultaneously, they wanted to allow their employees freedom to choose their work style and providing their clients a comfortable and visually exciting space to visit. The highly experimental design is based around the 900 square foot monumental stair. The stair eliminates the disconnectedness the agency experienced in their prior location and serves as a gathering space with full audiovisual capabilities for all 175 employees to come together. Designed to be 24 feet across at its widest, the stair is located along the west edge of the floor plate, carefully placed to maintain the building's existing lateral system and maintain circulation around the opening. The remainder of the space is organized into neighborhoods, which subtly guide you through the open workspace, allowing both client and staff to experience the agency's vibrancy and creativity. By reducing permanent walls within the open workspace areas and utilizing the existing core to build out the necessary program requirements, the space is flooded with natural light and views to the exterior. The new workspace now serves as a true expression of the company's brand and values: energized, gutsy, collaborative, and comfortable.
Jury's comments. In what clearly started out as a dark and dreary space, this project is able to bring in light and brighten the space with deliberate interventions and the overall transformation of the space. The connectivity of the second floor through the communal stair creates a grand gesture, successfully unifying the various office neighborhoods. Its light and cohesive material palette is able to subtly separate space, but a level of restraint keeps the collective branding consistent. The jury appreciated the design integrity manifested in all aspects of the project. The submission clearly demonstrated the logic behind the design and helped clarify the various aspects of the project to the jury.
Citation Award goes to Labella Associates for the East Irondequoit Central School District Library. The design team worked with the school district to program and design a new library addition at the primary school serving grades K through 2. The new library was to inspire and exemplify modern progressive design and classroom teaching and learning. The existing library was removed from the building footprint and replaced with a larger and more airy addition. The modern design of the library helps promote the future of classroom instruction and facilitate the growth of technology-based learning. Accommodations within the library space have been designed to allow for flexible space definition by the user through movable furniture. Energizing hues of blue and yellow evoked sunny skies and created a sense of wonder throughout the space. The school's Be Enthusiastic About Reading, known as BEAR program, encourages parents to read with their children every evening and record the title of books on their BEAR card. This inspired custom graphics for the wall covering and decals, featured hand-drawn, playful bears reading books and peeking out from behind blocks of color. Primary colors were featured throughout all interior finishes and furnishings, including acoustical clouds and panels, child-appropriate furniture, and carpeting. Mobile book stacks were specified to allow for maximum flexibility within the space and were arranged in a radiating pattern for maximum sightlines from the librarian's office to all parts of the library. Due to the main facade being a southern exposure, a large cantilevered overhang was designed using analysis of the sun angles throughout the school year. The overhang shades the large storefront system as well, as limiting solar heat gain within the space. The 15-foot overhang also shades and protects a portion of the outdoor learning space that teachers frequently utilize in their curriculum with the planting beds in the courtyard so students can experience life science firsthand.
Jury's comments. A small intervention can be incredibly powerful. The jury remarked that this reconstructed library serves as an inspiration gesture to the overall low-slung school. The ability to achieve such a transformation on a tight budget showed the power of small interventions to a space that might otherwise get overlooked. The massing and concept for the addition are strong, relating back to the existing building while maximizing natural daylight into the library space. The extension of the plaza space provides great outdoor learning environment for the school. The addition of light and bright colors create a festive and an energetic space to help bring architecture to the next generation.
Merit Award goes to Insight Architecture for Harvest House. Amid a working orchard pressed against the mountains on a Mediterranean island, the site speaks. We listen. The result is a tiny, owner-built modern cabin grafted onto an existing foundation positioned for privacy, cantilevered to protect tree roots. Equipped for outdoor-oriented living, it is crafted from local materials. The rituals of the site center on the olive grove, citrus trees, and annual harvests, where the owner's family and friends converge to work the land, with evenings spent feasting under the grape arbor. Harvest House's most conspicuous feature is the massive masonry wall that greets visitors. It provides privacy, houses the fireplace, which is the dwelling's only source of heat, and conceals the roofline. Its profile evokes the Five-Finger Mountains in the distance, from which the wall's dense limestone was harvested. Its dry-laid exterior is bound on the inside with mortar and stiffened with a board-formed concrete beam at roof level that in turn spans all the openings. Overall, the sun determines much of the design. While the stone wall faces off the harsh western sun, the remaining traditional hollow tile stuccoed exterior reflects the sun. South-facing clear-story windows are protected with a deep overhang, and the main openings to the exterior are a series of sliding doors that connect the terrace and living room as one seamless celebratory space. Supporting a traditional clay tile roof are exposed cypress tree trunk beams and planks. Interior glass partitions extending to the underside of the ceiling preserve the one-room character of the cabin. The lumber itself, the product of a nearby forest maintenance, was harvested by the forestry department. Overall, Harvest House is true to its intentions. A modern take on the primitive hut, yielding a simple cabin composed of native materials that respect the rhythm of the seasons and the traditions of the place.
Jury's comments. This project is truly contextual and serves as an excellent example of modern vernacular approach to design. The unique materiality and handcrafted details delighted the jury members. The project is successful from the entry sequence all the way down to the detailing. The well-situated project, with the sustainable use of locally sourced materials and reuse of an existing foundation, captured a true sense of place. The unique entry sequence, well-detailed doorways helped inform the party of the project. Harvest House's use of daylighting and masonry walls underscore the project's emphasis on sustainability. The home is cozy and inviting, a well-detailed modern ruin that effortlessly connects to its surroundings.
The Honor Award goes to Stantec for the Western New York Welcome Center. Poised along the geographic gateway between New York and Canada, the state-of-the-art Welcome Center invites visitors and residents to engage in the vibrant regional economy, culture, cuisine, and history, and experiences of the state of New York. The building draws inspiration from Frank Lloyd Wright's prairie-style architecture,
with roots in the heritage of Buffalo, New York. The single-story building is centered by a high, vaulted lobby with sections for dining, tourism, and services. Features include the entrance lobby with exhibits, Taste New York Market, facility vending, indoor-outdoor seating areas. The main entrance is one of many areas designed with rights principles in mind. The lobby's signature feature is a tall, internally lit glass lantern with overtures to Frank Lloyd Wright's ideas of light and space. The landscape and the architectural design work together in the spirit of Wright to deliver a seamless expression between the indoors and outdoors. Outdoors, the site incorporates a child play area and a pet comfort area. A specific programmatic challenge involved creating a facility of this scale that still maintained the proportions of a prairie-style building. The team worked meticulously throughout design, studying other prairie-style buildings to influence the proportions of the building's windows and massing. Special attention was given to the Welcome Center's architectural details, both exterior and interior, to align with the quality and the structural themes inherent to the goals of the project. Sustainable design is rooted in Wright's philosophy of balancing a natural and local world with modern technologies. The facility includes BMS-monitored natural ventilation, radiant floor heating, rainwater harvesting, day-lit spaces, locally sourced materials, and electric vehicle recharging stations. The project was developed to minimize environmental impacts and is eligible for LEED certification.
Jury's comments. The Western New York Welcome Center is a refreshing and inviting building inside and out. Its bright interior and well-detailed fenestration bring in copious amounts of daylight, creating an inviting and warm space for visitors. The elegant interior details complement the exterior design while maintaining an overall similar design language. A warm and inviting palette, specific choices of material, and an in-depth analysis help the designs blend together seamlessly. The thoroughness and consistent design direction based upon the prairie-style design ethos clearly carries throughout the building, expressing itself with specific shapes and colors while finding an original and modern balance. The extensive sketching and diagramming of the submission helped clarify the design's intentions and successful execution to the jury. Both its aesthetic and design technical reach in terms of sustainable systems make this project an excellent example of the AIA's framework for design excellence.
The People's Choice Award goes to Edge Architecture for Mindex 250 Alexander Street. Mindex Technologies needed a new space, and they wanted it to be in one of Rochester's vibrant urban neighborhoods. They also wanted the design to reflect the high-tech nature of their company, while creating a warm, welcoming, flexible environment. City, but safe. Technical, but warm. And with lots of light. Edge Architecture said, no problem. The mixed-use residential office building was designed in a holistic manner, combining the tech focus of the client with modern urban design principles. At 78,000 square feet, this 4-story building is one of the first in Rochester's downtown innovation zone. Together with Buckingham Properties, Mindex conceived of a building that would meet business needs while providing a compelling residential offering. The perfect work-life balance. The neighborhood inspired exterior details such as brick, punched windows, and front porches. Materials included wood siding, masonry, and dark metals, producing a look that breaks up the mass while adding visual interest. It is a modern but yet timeless building. Porches are recessed and decks extend out. The building meets the sidewalk using patios and stairs, while maintaining privacy and security for the main level. The scale of the public interface, including the front porch, was carefully considered, as was the overall height of the building. On the interior, flexible collaborative spaces were the result of employees identifying individual and group work styles. Natural light was a requirement for even the innermost spaces. To overcome tricky areas, Edge used glass walls, delivering borrowed light to typically dark interior spaces. A connection between indoor and outdoor spaces was important, given the urban environment. Using a restaurant for inspiration, the break room and outdoor patio were formed accordingly. The future space between the proposed neighboring development was also considered to create a park-like design aesthetic, linking the sidewalk to the interior courtyard parking. This year, the Architectural Foundation of Greater Rochester distributed a total of $15,000 in scholarships to 8 students. Congratulations to all the recipients. A special mention goes out to SWBR and ME Engineering, who, through their financial generosity, kickstarted the Legacy Fund in memory of Tom Zimmerman, FAIA. Tom was a vigilant leader in the profession, a mentor to many, and a great friend. He served as the Foundation's president for 9 years. He is dearly missed, and we are thankful to have his memory live on with the Legacy Fund.
Thank you again to the AIA Charleston chapter. Ashley Jennings, AIA Charleston President. Chris Bonner, AIA Charleston President-elect. Alyssa Bostain, AIA Charleston Secretary. Sarah Glass, AIA Charleston Director. Ted Reich, AIA Charleston Director.
Thanks again to our sponsors. Our gold sponsor, Vargas Associates. Our silver sponsors, Edge Architecture, Stantec. Our bronze sponsors, Architectura, Bergman, Passero Associates. The following are our production sponsors.
Thanks guys for joining us. We really had fun putting this together so that we could celebrate the architecture that's occurring in our community.
We'd like to give special thanks to all our sponsors that without them, none of this would actually be possible. Additionally, we'd like to reach out and give special thanks to everyone that submitted projects this year, obviously with not knowing if we were actually going to have an awards or how the awards were going to look. Hopefully you all had the opportunity to enjoy a really well-produced production. Special thanks to our production team who's behind us right now and putting all this together.
And keep your eye on social media because we would like to share with our community and others that are interested in architecture your projects. Thanks guys.
Thanks everyone.
Good night.
Good night.